We're feeding. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Boom, 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 boom. There's over there. Look at it cleared up. Look at it cleared up. It's clearing up, it's clearing up. Boom, 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 boom. 10-gallon tank. Got good and bad news for this tank. It's like every time I decide to get on camera, it's some bad news that has to go on my channel. But it's okay. We're gonna turn the light on. You can see all the wiping down that I do and rinsing. We did a water change about 45 minutes ago. This tank was completely green. I was gonna record that process. Is the medicine that I use to cure diseases in this tank when it has issues. So our issue was our female beta. She ended up having dropsy. So it took a long time to figure out that she actually had dropsy and that was actually happening. Seeing because she really didn't have too many scales for being a beta fish. So I wasn't able to see the swelling or anything like that, but she didn't really look swollen. She had ulcers as well. They developed later on. I figured out what the bumps were. A friend of mine got in contact with him and sent him videos and pictures of her condition, and he said it was ulcers. So I started to treat the tank for them. The ulcer near her gill and her fin was actually going away very slowly. Let me wipe this thing down real quick. Alright, we're back. That looks a lot better. So she had ulcers. I started treating them. It started to look like it was going away. It was doing mad water changes. I did 2 water changes, I believe, on Monday. One during the daytime, one at nighttime. Then I did one yesterday, and then I did 2 today. She ended up passing just a few moments ago, probably like 4 hours from this time of the video uploaded, I guess, whenever I do upload it. So I removed her for the tank, and yesterday the new filter and the sponge filter came in. The whole purpose of her catching the ulcers and the dropsy was due to poor filtration in the tank. There was nothing I was able to really do about it, seeing that I was not diagnosed, but positive for corona. Wasn't able to go outside to get the materials I needed, so everything was being ordered over the internet, which took time to come in. It came in. It took me some time to get the parts and the inner section that I needed for the filter. And here I have 3 stages, which is a sponge filter, carbon, and then just your, I guess, biological filter media with the sponge filter there. So this tank is going to do a lot better. I'm going to do another water change on Thursday. Probably a little sooner than that. Probably do one Sunday and then one on Thursday, so that I have 2 water changes that week. Just to get all of the medicines that were in the tank completely out. Stocking. Do I leave it like this with floor Pilates and 5 neon tetras? Or do I add another beta in? Or do I add a few more neon tetras? Time will tell. Over to the 29-gallon tank. The tank with no issues. A few of the snails are going to go back into the 10-gallon tank. I'm just giving it time for some of the medicine to get out of there. The snails don't do very well with medicines and things like that inside of the tank. Oh, this little guy's flipped. He'll get back over. This tank, on filtration wise, I don't know if I want to upgrade or leave like that. I might add a sponge filter to this one too. Probably off into this corner. Even though our fish love that corner, as you see, they're all there. Only a few come out to this section. They spend most of their days inside of there. Last video I said I only seen about 5 or 6 of the red ones, the Star-Paid Tetras. All 8 of them are still alive. I counted them this morning and yesterday just to double check. And this tank is all good. I still want to add a future fish in here, just don't know what. I might just leave it like this, to be honest. Then we come over here to the 29-gallon tall tank. Right back to clearliness. Look at all of that. Sponge filter is now in here as well. Let's see if that helped. It did help it clear for a minute, and it went back to this. What I'm going to do with this tank, once I get my 14 days of quarantine is over, we're going to pull all of this out, all the decor, pull all the fish out, put them into a bucket or whatever with the sponge filter. That's why the sponge filter is in there, for it can hurry up and build up some beneficial bacteria, and they can get some air rated in there as well. This is Zombie. If you don't know who Zombie is, he does very good at playing dead. Probably is dead. Oh, nope, he's not dead. Yep, that's why he's called a zombie. But anyway, pull all that out. The same thing I did to the 10-gallon tank, I'm going to do over here, which is drain it to about right here. Take my little shovel, go in there, get out all of the rocks. The rocks is what keeps the poop and all of this stuff you're seeing sitting at the bottom, because it just wedges in between there very well. And the Cory cats, they really can't move the rock and pebbles as good as they could with sand. So as you see right here, he's doing it. Look. See, he barely can move it. So since he can't move it, this stuff really can't get up and can't get into the filter. This filter is getting wiped out as well. And that filter right there is getting wiped out as well. I will be adding a whole nother type of filtration right here. It will be 2 of them sitting there. I'm going to get a water wave fan on this side pointed down to just stir all that stuff up, get caught up into the sponge and into that filter there. So we're gonna get all of this gravel out, all of these bigger rocks. I'm gonna get me like 2-3 bags of sand and drop the sand in there and toss those back in with the rock. Added more plants, more floating plants. I know I said that a few times, but right now I can't get my hands on anything. Just a little bit of these rocks like I got over in the other tank, just to help keep plants down and stuff like that. And then put everything back in and see how that goes until I move out. At least so that no more further issues take place with my fish. Now we got here our little hermit crab friends, doing absolutely great. That's them right there, always sleeping. They sleep all day. Nighttime you hear that's them moving through all this, pushing everything around. They keep these facing up, and what I discovered, as they grow, their main claw, which is their dominant claw, the bigger one, they will actually stick that inside of the entrance. If that claw fits in there perfectly, they will move. If the claw doesn't fit, they don't move in there. So I have to buy some new ones, because I guess they don't fit. So I gotta buy some new ones to see if they fit in it. They eat at night and they drink at night. So I discovered exactly how they drink. They actually rip pieces of this off and pull it into their shell, and they have these weird little antennas that come out, and I guess that sips water off of it, or they eat that and that's how they get their water. Not too sure, but I see them ripping it off because it was a lot bigger in there. I watched them at the nighttime and I could see them pulling pieces of that off. Done a lot of research on them. Very weird, unique animals. There's so many different kinds of them. They're not aquatic at all. They will shower and things like that, take a bath, if you give them the needs that they need. I want to change them out of here so bad, but with my conditions right now, I can't at the moment. I could try buying everything off of the internet, but that's just going to cost me more money when I already have the stuff. I just don't have it here with me. But very soon, I got big plans for them. A bigger tank with a back wall that they can climb on. A lot of stuff. Besides that, I've been pretty fine with the corona. I have no symptoms. I haven't got any headaches, stomach aches, diarrhea, or any of the symptoms that the doctors say that comes with it. I haven't got any of it. I truly don't believe I have it. There's a lot of loopholes that took place with my testing. A lot of weird stuff that they did that doesn't make sense. They never gave me paperwork and stuff like that. But for the respect of others, I'm quarantining myself as they told me to. Wearing a mask and things like that. But I don't really believe in the whole COVID thing, and I don't really believe a lot of the what they say. Just keep it like that. Based off of being very close to people, sharing masks with my girlfriend and stuff like that, and they all came up negative. Just don't make sense. Done a lot of research over the years on viruses, and just this virus just doesn't seem legit. But I'm not going to speak too much about it because it's not a political channel. I do have one of those, but I don't think I'm going to reopen that channel. But other than that, the fish are doing fine. You always lose fish. It's part of the hobby. It's always going to happen, no matter what people say. There's not one professional person out there that had fishing to say they never lost fish or continue to lose fish to this day. It just happens. You're keeping something isolated in a small area, no matter how big the fish tank you make it, no matter how less of fish you put in it, you're going to have fish loss. Things are going to happen in your tank that you can't control. Power outages, filters breaking, heaters exploding, tanks cracking. Things happen and you will have fish losses. It's just part of the hobby. You just have to learn and not try to make the same mistakes, and just learn about the basics, get everything down, figure out what's the pros and cons, and start off small, work your way up. A lot of people like to start big and rush the process. These are animals, you know. We're keeping them against their own will, pulling them out of their natural environments and causing harm to the world. I do this for teaching purposes and therapy. Don't have a lot of friends and things like that, so this keeps me occupied, and I just like it. Something I like to do. It's very great. It's very like therapy. It's just a therapy, just to take care of something, watch how they all act, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's very cool. As long as you take care of the fish, treat them right, and learn as much as you possibly can learn. The fish loss will come, but you will grow great knowledge, and the less the fish losses will become. So that's all I really have to say about that. Check out my other videos, support the channel, leave a like, leave a comment, donate to me. My PayPal is down at the bottom. It will help purchase more items to get you guys to see bigger and better things. I didn't record me setting the sponge filters up and the new filter that I have, or the unboxings, because I was just rushing to get everything put in so that I can try to save the beta, even though it didn't work and I didn't get the stuff on time. But maybe in a future post, in a future video, I will do that. It's not very hard to set up a sponge filter. I could probably walk you out through that watching someone else's video, or maybe doing a reaction to someone else's video, setting one up, and maybe walking you through some of the things they might not have said. Leave a like and comment if that's something you'd like to see.